Welcome to the Sprue Fishing Challenge. So, today's video we're going to run a bunch of baits. You know, nothing new here, right? But we're going to run a bunch of baits and then we're going to toss the baits out, right? And we're only going to keep the runner from inside of the mold. And then take them fishing. Which is kind of idiotic. Man, it's hot out here. Golly. Which is kind of idiotic, but also fun. A lot, and I mean a lot of you out there have asked me to do this, and here we go. So thanks to everyone who kind of came up with this concept and has kept on me to do it. We're finally doing it. And I think what kept me from doing it before was I didn't have the right sprue or the right runner. But I have two molds behind me on the table that have the right kind of diameter and length runners, or sprues as some people call them. Technically the sprue is just the top opening of the mold, and then the actual runner portion, which feeds the cavities, is of course called the runner. But sprues, cavities, or runners, whatever, we're going to title the video Sprue Challenge. So we're fishing with sprues. I have two molds that I think are going to work, so we're going to go ahead and take a look, and we're going to run a bunch of baits and then toss the baits aside, which is kind of funny to think about. I'm sure I'll wind up giving them to my buddy Happy Jack, but here we go. Okay, so these are the molds that I have selected, and this one down here is the Angling AI Mid-Mag, which is an injection mold, and it's basically the same thing as the Mojo open pore hand pour worm. It's just the injection version of it. See? Same worm, same cavity essentially. So little cool thing there. You can have that worm in either injection or open pore. But if we look at the runner here, or the sprue, it's not a super fat diameter sprue. Some of the molds in the past, they have much wider runners, which are also round, and they're short. So just a short fat bait isn't really going to do anything in the water. This one, you can see it's a thin enough diameter, you know, thinner than my little finger, and it's got some length to it. And then up here, even more so, with the 3 cavity ecto craw. I can't even imagine the 4 cavity, but look at the length of the runner here. And it's the same diameter as that one. So I mean, this one is, dare I say, a square version of that. I mean, it's thin and long enough that, by golly, that one really has a chance. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a couple of solid colors and then a couple of laminates, and it's crazy, right? These are now, for today's video, 1 cavity molds. I only get one runner, one sprue out of each run. So I'm going to have like 50 times the amount of baits as I am actual runners to fish with, or sprues to fish with. So we're going to make a bunch of stuff, and yeah. So the first part of the video is just going to be running a bunch of runners, sprues, and then we're taking them fishing tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and close up the molds. We're going to build the first color and see what our first sprues look like. Okay, so the first color here is going to be a green pumpkin base, which this color is actually called dark watermelon. And this is, of course, Dead On Plastics. Only plastic we use on the world's worst fishing. This is the Black Bucket swim bait blend, which I'm actually going to be using. Even though I'm going to be using these runners more as worms, because I want the baits also from these runs, I'm doing them in the appropriate plastic. So, well, actually the mid-mag worm, I've been normally doing worm blend, but I really want the ecto craws to come out right. So I'm using what I would use for the ecto craw. Yeah, so that right there is one of my favorite colors, MF Dark Watermelon. And then we're just going to throw some flake in it. If I can find my little flake spoon here. Just some black grape, 0.035 black grape. We're really going to put some in there. 2 full scoops of that, and then 1 scoop of also medium size square cut black flake for texture. And that's it. Okay, off camera I went ahead and actually stirred in some medium green flake, which makes this now watermelon candy. So now this at least has a name associated with it. So here we go. Roll up our injector. And here's the mid-mag worm. Alright. And then the ecto crawls. Okay, here we go. Sprue challenge, first run. Drum roll, please. Okie doke. Let's get them out. Well, super nice worms. Let's get a little closer. Beautiful watermelon candy. But today is a different day. See these worms right here? See how nice and pretty those are? Guess what? Going back. Well, maybe going back. Going back in the remelt cup. We don't like you guys. Here it is. So, like, wacky rig that? I mean, come on. It's gotta work. So that's going in the bath. And now let's look at our ecto crawls. But yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. But more importantly, look at the sprue. Like, that is literally a worm. So I'm feeling pretty good about that one. There we go. On to the next round here. Okay, so here's the second round of the mid-mag worms right there. Looking good. And they going bye-bye in the bath. And here's the next round of crawls here, ecto crawls. Looking good. So in the bath. So this next color is really interesting. This is dead on brick. It's sort of a maroonish red. It looks a little brighter on camera than it is in person, from what I can tell. But pretty shade of red, and we're just going to add some small blue flake to it. This is the 0.008 size, so teeny tiny. It's like powder. Alright. I've never actually mixed blue flake like this with brick color, so it should actually look pretty cool. Yeah, you can see that blue flake kind of darkens up the color. So, a little bit different. This isn't normally what I would probably make in a crawl, but got to keep it fresh. Got to keep some new colors on here. So hopefully these will look pretty decent in a sprue worm. So we're going to run a few of these and then meet you right back. Wow, I actually kind of like this in a worm, so let's take a look. It's not half bad, you guys. I'd throw the heck out of that. But we're not. We're only throwing the sprue. So, bad worms. That's what I think about you. Alright, let's see how the ecto crawls look. The color's actually kind of growing on me. Yeah. Just a simple color, you guys. Pretty cool. Alright. We're gonna toss those in the bath. Okay, so now we have what might be a really ugly or really cool, interesting laminate color. We have a color over here called mint green, or excuse me, mint brown, which is actually like a two-color chameleon color. It's brown and green. And then over here we have some white pearl mixed with some very small green flake. Hopefully this will be sort of a neat laminate. So here we go. So if you see there, see how that left side, that mint brown, see how it's like brown and green? Super cool color. It's from Lureworks. Then that's just white pearl with green. So I've never made this. Hopefully it looks cool. Yeah, so this actually kind of came out pretty neat. I probably should have done the brown on the top side, but I honestly wasn't even thinking about it. I was just thinking sprue. So kind of cool there. And here's the Sprue. Yeah, we can definitely catch a fish on that, you guys. Looking pretty cool. So because these are laminates, I'm actually going to save the worms, since I can't remelt them really. And yeah, that mold actually didn't even fill all the way, so I under injected it, so that is my mistake. Alright, here we go. And these ecto crawls should actually look pretty neat in this. Yeah, that's pretty hot. Let's take a look. Look at that mint brown. Isn't that so cool? It's a chameleon color. It's two colors in one. Dare I say, color shifting. That ain't bad, y'all. Well, look at everything we made. That's actually a really good spread of baits. These mint worms, I have to say, that right there, I'm gonna have to expand on that a little bit and really make that into something, because that is super cool. And I mean, it's pretty awesome in that ecto crawl too. But yeah, so we wound up with 14 sprues, which that's plenty of chances for me to catch a fish. So I think I'm teaming up with Happy Jack tomorrow on one of my home lakes. So we'll be taking the bass boat. If for some reason he can't go, then I'll be riding solo. But yeah, we have the watermelon candy over there, the brick with blue flake, and then this metallic mint green brown. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with these ecto crawls. I'll probably throw them in the tackle box, throw some to my buddies. But tomorrow, it's all about these. So I'm going to bag them like I would regular baits. Probably put some garlic scent on them. And we'll meet you at the lake tomorrow. All right, we just got out here to wonderful Lake Diane. And Happy Jack's already on the board.
That's how you want them to eat the popping frog.
Yeah, I just rigged up my Sprue lure. And while I was doing that, he was throwing this around some of the banks and loaded up on a nice chunk. Woo! Dude, fish landing violation. Okay, everybody, so while they're doing serious stuff and actually catching fish, I have my Sprue here. So I have it Nico rigged, which is just a wacky rig with a nail weight. Let's see if I can get it on there. You can see the nails sticking out there. With a nail weight on one side. So we're gonna dangle this around for a while, see if we can pick something up. This is the watermelon candy, and I put some garlic scent on it. Happy Jack's on that top water. And you catch all these fish, I hadn't even made a cast yet.
Tighten up. That fish is so hot, he's literally white.
All right, Sprue in the water, folks. Dude, that's a good fish.
Stick him in there?
Sure, yeah. Dude, like if one hits this, I'm gonna be so excited.
What am I throwing?
I hope it happens.
He's throwing a Sprue.
I'm throwing a Sprue worm. You hadn't heard of the new Sprue worm? Guess what, y'all? No bites yet on the Sprue. All right, guys, we have had some electrical problems. So all of a sudden the trolling motor just stopped. We were catching a few fish, none on the Sprues yet, but we were catching a few fish, and then the Fortrex just died. You could just tell that a fuse had blown or something. It was actually the circuit breaker inline that went out. And of course my toolkit's not on the boat today, because of course not. So we're borrowing some stuff from this nice neighbor here. So thank you to the nice gentleman here in Golden Eagle. And we're gonna hopefully get back in the swing of things. We have Happy Jack's dad down here helping us out. So that's where Happy Jack came from, this man right here. Legend right there in Tallahassee. He knows everybody. So anyway, we're gonna hopefully be back in action soon. All right, got the repair going here. We're basically just gonna run it inline, which is only a temporary thing. You don't want to burn your trolling motor up, but
3 years from now,
I'll have to put a fuse in line, but this circuit breaker is shot. So anyway, we'll meet y'all back when we're fishing again, and hopefully
we won't be in that boat.
Hopefully we can get one on that old Sprue. All right, well, it's not looking good for the Sprue, but we have a double going on. Get that fish. You got yours?
Oh!
Oh, we got off?
Yeah.
Oh! Well, pardon me, Mr. Perfect. Hey, at least I got to touch one.
He freaking smoked it.
See, that right there should be able to hit a Sprue.
He was just
What do you think, guys?
corner of that shade.
I mean,
Yeah, that should be a Sprue eater.
That's a Sprue eater. All right, there's the Sprue right there. That don't look bad. It looks like a hot dog. Isn't that what you said?
Or an intestine.
Or an intestine, just the color. They ought to hit that. And in fact, I actually just hooked one on it off camera, and the fish got away.
You have completely redeemed yourself.
All right, y'all, I had to at least get the, break the ice for myself. Everyone else has caught a fish but me, so I picked up a little square bill and at least got on the board. We haven't had any bites shallow today on any worms.
Crap, look at that fish finally.
Like even normal worms.
Look at that fish attractor.
Oh, we got some down there?
Yeah, look at
Oh, that's nice. So anyway, we're going to run to some log jams out here, see if I can get the first Sprue fish, but at least I got one to redeem myself a little bit. Having fun with the crankbait still. Oh. All right.
Well, that square bill deal.
Square bill, man. I'll pick up the Sprue again eventually. We gotta get, I think we gotta hit log jams to have a shot on that. These little shallow fish, they're eating shad up on the banks, and they just hadn't touched anything under the surface that's not moving, so we're gonna stay on this bite at least until it quits, and then hopefully get that Sprue fish. No, I mean, y'all are welcome to come over, we just need to know. Hey, good fish.
Well, I can talk to my wife, I just didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah, he hasn't heard anything about that yet, so if she said something to you, she hasn't said anything to him.
She mentioned something, but I didn't know if it was a deal.
Like, I should get a bite on this thing, you know? It's a square worm.
Squirm?
It's a squirm. A square worm. Squirm. I mean, I had that one fish on, but that's been it. Not even regular worms are getting bit.
That's weird.
It's very weird. This is the worm factory. That's why we came here today, because it was, oh, I can definitely catch a Sprue fish out here.
Yeah.
You know, you can literally just throw a Texas rig out and just troll, and they just hit it all day long. Not today. Ugh.
It's hot.
It's hot. It's 106 degrees, and I need to get lucky. Good fish.
My hook sets are a little different when I'm fishing lefty.
Yeah.
Hey, that's on the freaking worm though.
Yeah, that's all right. We at least have a worm fish on. Get him up here. Oh yeah, that's a good fish.
I think he was eating it for like 5 minutes, but
that was on a hyper shift hand pour, and if that fish will eat that worm,
he split it in half.
he can eat a Sprue.
Gosh, he inhaled this.
It can be done, folks. As I throw a crankbait. Get him, dude.
Yeah.
Get him.
God, dog it.
Huh. Got it.
Huh.
Oh,
He scrubbed it. You got one?
got him.
Finally.
Yeah, we're watching a bunch of people golf too, and finally hooked up here. Dang!
Finally,
guys. Let's see if I can get him in. Yeah. Oh, he threw the bait.
Looks like about the size of the one I caught earlier.
Oh, here we go. Tom, what do you think?
I guess it works.
Guess it worked. That is that brown.
About the only thing that's working.
It's about the only thing. Well, we've had one other wormfish caught. Or no, sorry, 2 other wormfish caught. And then this one sprue fish. It took half a day.
Yep, we made it happen.
But golly, we finally made it happen. It is, what time is it now? It's
noon.
It is exactly noon. We've been here since 7:30. Finally got it done. Y'all ready to go?
I've been ready.
You been ready? Really? You should have said something. We could have gone, man.
No, the fish was biting too good.
It's not been like a great day of fishing, but got it.
Big green here.
Still have my nail weight from that sprue fish just then, so take that out, put it in a different one. Try to keep fishing while I think we're about to head in, but I'm gonna probably, are we trolling now? We're just gonna troll worms. I'm gonna troll a sprue. Oh, hold on. We have a fish on. We're trolling beetle spins out here, and what is this, 12 foot deep? He's off.
You blew it.
Oh, we were gonna have one more crack at it. No, he's trolling a beetle spin in like 12 foot, and one swam all the way up and got it, because it's deep out here. That's funny. It's funny that you can do that out here, you know? Just troll around a beetle spin.
Get any of that?
Yeah, oh, I got the whole thing. Yeah, everyone saw you miss that fish. Anyway, folks. Yeah, mission accomplished. They will bite a sprue. And in fact, I got 2 bites, just only 1 fish. So don't throw away your sprues. Lesson learned. All right, everybody, we're back at the house. It is 93 degrees today. The real field temperature is 104. That's what we were out in. And I mean, by the end of that trip, when I finally set the hook on that fish, on that sprue, it was the short sprue. So remember, we had the long, sort of the long ecto cross sprue, and then we had the mid-mag sprue. It was the mid-mag sprue that finally got one on. I had missed that other one by the trees, the log jam. But by the time I caught that fish, I was so ready to go. I was like hardly even like excited. I was just like, thank God, now we can leave. So yeah, I should have savored the moment a little more, but that's how it goes. We were beat by the sun, and that was only a half-day fishing. So it's bad out there, y'all. For those who are fishing in this heat, just, man, try and stay hydrated. It's brutal. But yeah, sort of a fun little challenge. 2 bites in a fish, I'll take it, you know, on something like that. It's not every day you do that. So, and it's not every day you can really catch fish in this kind of heat in Florida. At least not around here. It's brutal. So some of you South Florida guys can just catch them all year long. Up here, man, when it gets hot, it's hard to find a bite. So that's why we hit a private lake like that. I figured that was our best shot. So anyway, I'm going to relax and enjoy the air conditioning. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed something a little different, sort of a, you know, fun novelty video. We'll be back at some more high-end lure making stuff shortly. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching.